Alrighty everyone, welcome back to the channel. This time we're going to be taking a look at the new map, Ascension, I believe, or Ascent. That's the name of the map, right? Yeah, Ascent. So, we're going to be taking a look at all the bomb sites and areas of key interest, and then I'm going to form my humble opinion upon the map. This opinion is based off of, to preface it, that this opinion is based off of playing with a bunch of new players who don't know exactly what's going on, but regardless, it's what I've experienced up until now, and I'll talk about that after I finish going through the map. And first off, of course, we're going to start with Defender Spawn, since we are in Defender Spawn. Compared to other spawns, I actually like Ascent's Defender Spawn. The entry to Heaven A is up here, but you can also wrap around over here into a connector, which is very nice. And then we, of course, have entry into mid, and of course entry into B. Everything is very close together and simply laid out without having a bunch of weird geometry. Other than, I mean, this doesn't really count as cover, but like if you look at the some of the other maps, like Bind, you'll find weird geometry that makes no sense, that cuts off line of sight in spawn, and arguably there is kind of that with this, since it's just basically a square box, very simple, but like it doesn't, everything feels natural in spawn, which is important for our map. It doesn't feel awkward whatsoever, or something doesn't feel out of place. Not that it's like that on all the other side of the maps, but yeah, you'll get to those sides of the maps. So, I'm going to show you. You can walk up into Heaven, right here, and now we're in A. A site is where it gets a little weird, alright? So, let's say you're on attack. You're pushing in. Let's count the different angles that you have to watch. Up on boxes. Close behind boxes. You gotta watch out for connector. And you also have, okay. You have to watch out for behind generator. You have to watch out for under Heaven. Bam. And then, obviously, you gotta watch out for Heaven. Left and right side of Heaven. Because, of course, both sides are well covered. I will say, though, that this is wall bangable, which is nice. This is also wall bangable, but not by, well, obviously, wall bangable by that, but not by basic pistol. So in pistol round, it's a very, good strategy to have it on pistol round right here, because most pistols can't penetrate through. Well, this one can, but and Ghost is pretty popular, but like it's still, Ghost doesn't one tap to the head if you have light armor. So I imagine if you do it through a wall, then you won't one tap shot to the head. But that's besides the point. I don't like A site at all. It has this gimmick with the door, which I'll show you right now. Obviously, you can only activate it once the field goes down. See green? You press F to toggle it. and you get a door. This door is, can't be wall banged. Oh my god, I'm out. But it can obviously be destroyed quite easily at that. I hate my stupid keys. What the fuck is going on? Anyways, that's besides the point. So, this door is only really good on when you're trying to avoid retake. So, like, you've taken A, you've set up the defense on the site, you got someone watching heaven right over here, or even up on top of heaven, like right here. Though I prefer to hold down, somewhere down here, a little bit back, since when they pop out, you're going to be able to see their head anyways. But like, this is to prevent one more angle from looking in and flanking on you when you're holding A. Which is very nice, because there's already so many angles you have to worry about on A. It makes sense that they would have to add something that would close that option off. But again, once it's destroyed, you can't reactivate it, and which kind of makes sense. Let's be honest, it makes sense. But the fact that it has to even be there, it shows how much of a mess that this A site really is. And this is probably, I mean, it's a mess. I like some ideas. I like the cubby under heaven. I mean, it's not something new. You see it on Haven as well. But I like its take on it, having a little bit more lower and very much wall bangable. But it's all the little things. It's like, you have this box here, wall bangable, yes, but also an angle on there. Over here, push out, angle. Someone camping on boxes. Someone in the doorway. Someone behind generator. All these little things, like these little angles that you always have to look out for, never knowing truly where they're holding, makes this site a nightmare to take, in my personal opinion. A saving grace for it, though, is pushing up through from mid into connector. You're able to get a pretty easy rotate onto heaven, right over here, and you instantly take heaven. Of course, you gotta watch out for spawn, but after you've taken heaven, you basically nullify most of these angles that I was talking about. But if the opponent's smart, then they'll always have someone right here, ready to look out onto mid. And that brings us to our next location, mid. Mid is honestly the most open area I've seen on any map. Like, you can look, if you pushed as a defender, your wall is right here. So obviously you're gonna wait here and then instantly push out. You gotta look on a cross section that leads towards the entry to B, the only entry to B, with these wall bangable shields that you can take down. Then, of course, you have the peek onto here, assisted by this box that allows cover from here so they can't really see you as you peek in here, which is super strong. And then you also have the person that's going to be waiting at mid, because the wall is right here. Push in, bam, bam. My point is, defender side is heavily favored in the mid control. And mid control, as you can probably tell, is very crucial in this map. There's a lot of open angles onto and rotations onto the different sites. You have the rotation I was talking about before, jumping up into heaven, and then you have another rotation towards the back of B, which we'll get to in a bit. When you compare that to the attacker side, you'll find that like they're only advantage in the mid control is peeking right here and then opening up on him, and they'll get there around the same time as you who are pushing up. Same thing over here. The wall is like right here. You push up, bam, instantly, right there. That's the angle you gotta worry about, and then you get up to worry about here. So, though it's favored defensive, it's not like that attackers can't do anything to take mid. It's just that it's just defender side in my opinion. And once you gain control of mid, there's so many places you can go. You can push up into spawn, right up here. Though spawn itself is kind of hard to take as an attacker. You can have an easy push into B, and oh my gosh, this push into B is super nice because I'm gonna guarantee you, no one wants to hold sight inside this pit. They're all going to want to be outside the pit because that gives them a better positioning in general. Means that they have more flexibility to rotate and all that. So having one of their angle spots, Heaven of B, completely nullified with this rotation is huge. Absolutely massive. And then, of course, you can also rotate behind them as a defender. Get that entry into here. And of course, the wall is right here. So if both sides push, instant engage right here. So I would not encourage you to push outside of B too often, because you know they expect it, and then they'll shotgun rush you, and you're gonna feel bad because this type of quarter just screams, "Fight me with a shotgun! I dare you!" And then, of course, you can actually get up here. Oh. No, I know you can do this. 1 second. You can also get up here with Jet. Oh. You can't walk on it, though. You can't walk on it. That's probably for the best. That would be so broken if you could walk on it. What the? Okay. Regardless, this is B-Site. And B-Site is also a bit of a nightmare, but not to take, but to hold. If you can't tell, when people are walking in on the retake, and you're down here in the pit, then the only viable place really to hide is, of course, behind the pillar. Or at least that's what I call it, the pillar. It's behind the wall, the arches. Behind arches. That's a good way to say it. Behind arches. You might be able to get sneaky picks with a hold behind boxes, or a hold on this box right here. This is an alright place to hold. But for the most part, you don't want to hold down in here. You want to cut off angles or rotations through mid over here, and you want to be ready over here for in case they push through here. Otherwise, people can just like wander over yonder, push in, plant, and whatnot. And that goes for both sides for attackers and defenders. B-Site's kind of tricky to hold, in my opinion, but that's okay. That's okay. I prefer B-Side way more than I prefer A-Site. A-Site has like the gimmick and a bunch of the cool design ideas, but by far, I think B-Site is the better designed site. Of course, that's a personal opinion. Which gets into my opinion section after we take a look at the attacker side. So there's not much to see. It's just a really big open area that if that you really don't want to be caught rotating through, because there's like no cover. You'll be stuck like a sitting duck. But which leads to my opinion. This map, it's an okay map. I'm not too happy with it though. It just feels like and this might be because like a bunch of new players just joined that have no idea what they're doing, and that might be why this map just feels so chaotic. But I think that's only part of it. I think this map highly encourages early engagements and aggressive plays from both sides of the map, defenders and attackers, with just how open mid is and how many angles you get from mid and how useful rotating through mid is. It encourages early firefights in mid, and once that means early picks, and then early picks mean early rotations from both sides, depending on who got the pick, which leads to a very aggressive style of map, which isn't a bad thing per se. It's just that with like how messy some of these sites are with A, and how B is super easy to take over, it leads to some really chaotic matches, at least in my opinion. And I'm not super down with super chaotic. I mean, a little chaos is fine, but like when matches end in like 10 or rounds end in like 10 seconds, it multiple times it gets a little old, right? I kind of want that tactic, the tactic and tactical shooter, not rush it down mid. But hey, those are just early impressions of the map, and I hope you enjoyed my opinions thus far on this map. They're open to change. Obviously there's going to be more strats and smoke areas and times to slow play on this map that we haven't discovered yet. And of course a bunch of the new players. But thank you for watching. I want all of you to stay healthy, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.